happy I can go back to being a football player now.
About the combine, sort of give us your impressions on how you did in Indy, what you think you did well, and the teams are liking about you.
Yeah, I think the field work went well. Maybe didn't run the 40 I wanted to, but that's okay. It happens. I think teams know what they're getting with me. I'm kind of an old school Y, block, red zone, third downs. I know that's who I am. So teams are seeing that. We're talking about that, and it went well.
You say you're happy to get back to football. I mean, you're used to having tens of thousands of people stare at you, but this has got to be a kind of a unique thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like something like this, right? Did you have to get used to it?
Definitely, yeah. This in Indy was an adjustment for sure. I mean, it's the biggest job interview of my life, so a little nerve-wracking for sure. But at the end of the day, position drills are just football, and I know I can do that. So just calming my nerves, being out here with my buddies made it definitely easier. It was a fun experience, definitely.
Did you get a chance to interact with any of the scouts and hear any of their feedback? What you have to say to them? What they have to say to you?
Yeah, definitely. A lot of these area scouts I know just from them being around, and then in Indy at the Senior Bowl here, built a relationship with a lot of them. So good to see familiar faces. They gave me good feedback, and yeah.
Since the Big Ten championship game, what have you worked on to, as you said, the biggest job interview of your life, get ready to go to that next step?
Yeah, so went down to X3 in Florida. Just kind of really threw myself completely into training. Super strict diet, nutrition, medical stuff, training, all the stuff that kind of goes into this. Super thankful for Buddy Baker, my agent, kind of helping me through that whole process. And it went well. I'm happy with the progress that I made. I still got a long way to go, getting back to that football side of things. But I'm happy with this part and looking forward to the next step.
So teams know what they're getting with you. With the way NFL teams utilize the tight end now, how much is that to your advantage, do you think?
Definitely. There's definitely different types of tight ends nowadays. You have your sexy Travis Kelce's, and then you got people that kind of are more blockers, and people that kind of do both. And I think I fit in somewhere in that mold, and so hopefully teams can see the value in that.
On that note, who's your player comparison?
I watched a lot of Jack Doyle just because my coaches all coached him, and built a relationship with him, so that's been good, and really try to mold my game after him.
Outside of the physical and athletic part of it, what mentally have you had to mentally and mindset-wise have you had to work on most in between Big Ten and now?
Yeah, just there's still nerves. Obviously, you're playing the Big Ten championship, you get those nerves, and that's normal. But these nerves are a little bit different. So just kind of continuing to channel my emotions and be where my feet are. Something my mom always tells me, kind of enjoy the process. A lot of people would be very thankful for this opportunity, and I certainly am. So just being where my feet are and enjoying the process.
What's next?
Hanging out here for a few weeks, and then we'll see. I think I'll head back to Georgia at some point. We'll see what happens.
And you do have some visits set up?
I got some interviews set up, no visits yet.
I tell you, 5 or 6 years ago, when you're just playing lacrosse in high school, you're going to be here one day. What do you say to me at that point?
I wouldn't have believed you. Man, it's been a crazy ride. It's been an experience. I owe it all to Reggie Stansel, my high school coach, that made the 3-point shot to get me into football. Coach Brom, Coach Wallace, those guys, rolling the dice on me, and I'm thankful, man. I'm thankful for this community. They poured so much into me and the fans, and thankful for it all. I wouldn't change this journey for the world, and it's meant the world to me to be a Boilermaker.
The Combine's kind of infamous for scouts and personnel asking guys weird questions or asking them to do different things. Do you have any of those types of experiences down there in Indy?
Really didn't. Had like a couple math questions, but nothing too crazy. I definitely heard some other tight ends that I became close with. They were getting asked some pretty funny stuff, but thankfully I didn't get anything too wild.
You've also got like 4 years to sort of adjust to it, but is it still kind of weird looking back, going from like the little recruitment, playing lacrosse first year football to sort of now? Is that still sort of weird?
Like you said, I'm used to it now, but I try to be very thankful for where I came from and how this journey's kind of played out. So sometimes I take a step back and look at it still.
And then Georgia, are you a Falcons person or?
I grew up a Falcons fan. Definitely grew up a Falcons fan.